I'm Max Block. I'm also in 8th grade. We have a great new facility here and wonderful teachers as well as resources throughout this school. We know this is not the case for all children. How are you going to address this disparity?
There's actually a huge disparity in the public schools in America. The way I've described it in the past is it's almost like we have two different public school systems. We have one for areas that are better off, more affluent, and then we have one for inner city schools and one for poor rural schools. We have to close that gap, and it's not right that some children get access to better buildings and better education than children who live in other parts of the country. So I think that's one of the responsibilities of the president and the national government. There are a group of things that I would do as president. One is we want all our kids to start school ready to learn, which means we should have universal preschool so that every child begins kindergarten or first grade on the same level playing field, because a lot of kids are already behind by the time they start school. And the other thing we ought to do is we ought to actually give bonus pay, incentive pay, to teachers who are willing to teach in the more difficult places. Inner city schools, poor rural areas, because we want to create an incentive to get some of our best and most talented teachers to some of the places that we need them the most. We also, by the way, need to raise teacher pay, base teacher pay, period, so the teachers are paid the way they should be paid. And there are teachers, and I'm saying this for the students' benefit, all the teachers already know this, but teachers are paid significantly less for teaching than their counterparts who go on to who have the same education and the same experience, but do something out in the private sector. And we need to do something about that. So those are the things, the basic things that I would do. One last thing I do want to do is create a national teachers university, which is similar to West Point, where we actually recruit young people who are the most talented students in America to come and get their education there. They get state-of-the-art training and education to be a teacher, and we pay for their education. In other words, it's a scholarship university. But what they give us in return is a willingness to go teach in more difficult places. Inner city schools, poor rural areas, for example, so that we can attract and educate some of our most talented students and get them into places where we need them the most.